Coach.
Hello.
We'll go ahead and get started. First question, Adam Spolling.
Hey, Stephen, you said that Jae'Sean kind of earned the chance to start when you were in Chicago. When he signed originally, was the expectation that he would be an immediate contributor?
Not really. I mean, Rafael definitely had high hopes for him, and I didn't really know what to expect from him. So, coming into the situation, wasn't one of the guys that I was thinking about as far as being in the rotation and all that sort of thing, just because I hadn't really seen him. But day after day, week after week, he has proven that he can contribute and be a part of the rotation.
Is there anything in particular that stands out with him?
I mean, he plays hard. He defends really well. He's a very good offensive rebounder and just smart overall. Like little concepts that we've put in, he picks up quickly, and he just has like a knack for doing things the right way on both ends of the floor.
Jonathan Fagan.
Assuming everyone was available today, this would, I guess, be the first full real practice with the full squad. How important was today and the ones to come to getting ready for Wednesday?
It was important. It was important to have everybody out there. It's important to build some mojo amongst the guys. It was important for us to really kind of get after the defensive details that we've been doing as a group that we hadn't been doing as a full roster. So it was a good day. It was a competitive day. It was an important day. And as the first of four that we need to make sure that we get everything in that we need for game one.
Was the premise correct? Was everyone available?
Yes.
Thank you.
Mark Berman.
Stephen, what are some things, generally speaking, that you're trying to hit on over these next few workouts before you open the regular season?
Getting us organized on offense and defense, making sure that we have special situations taken care of, whether it's full court, get the ball in, three-quarter court, get the ball in, late game plays, that sort of thing. Just all of the in-game type things that you'll need for a regular season NBA game. We're also kind of tinkering with lineups and who plays well together. But a lot of it is getting the guys a chance to play so they can build some chemistry on both ends of the floor. So there's the balance of the details and the introduction and the structure with the just getting out there and competing and playing.
Mark Medina.
Hi, Stephen. Mark Medina here, USA Today. I hope you're hanging in there. I was wondering, the Rockets are one of the few teams that are going to be having a limited amount of fans open this season. I was wondering, what is your comfort level with that, given, obviously what's going on with the pandemic?
I'm comfortable. The NBA has done a great job as far as their protocols and making sure that the players, first and foremost, are safe and everybody around the players are safe. So I'm comfortable with it, and it'll be nice to have some fans in there cheering our team on.
Thank you.
Matt Musil.
Stephen, at the end of the day, when you lay your head down on your pillow, what is the biggest challenge that is in the forefront of your mind? What's the challenge that awaits you that you look forward to this team starting the season?
The games are the things that are keeping me up at night and making sure that we're prepared and making sure that we're cohesive and really thinking about the lineups and our ability to be effective in those games, whether it's situational or just kind of more general as how things flow offensively and defensively. But these games are coming quickly and they're going to be important just because it's a 72 game season as opposed to an 82 game season. And we've been trying to do it in a smart way, as I've said, from the beginning of training camp until the first game, but the first game is rapidly approaching. So the things that are worrying me and keeping me up at night are like just making sure that we're ready.
How about the talk of James leaving, staying, things like that? Are you moving past that? James said the other day, look, I'm concentrating on doing what I'm doing here at this point. Is that a concern, or you're moving past that as a team? What is that thought?
It can't be a concern. It just can't be for me or the group, because that would be taking our eye off the ball, so to speak. He has been committed since he's been here. He's been great in practice, good to talk to, listening, trying, asking good questions, pulling me aside and telling me things that he sees. So for all of us, it's important to look towards what's important, which is preparing to win game number 1.
Thank you.
Ollie Kambajani.
Coach, when we talked to Christian Wood after Thursday's game, he mentioned that when you talked to him before the season, you wanted him to play more of a Porzingis role. What is that? What is a Porzingis role, and how does that work, especially on both ends?
Well, on the defensive end, it's a shot blocker. It's someone who can cover a lot of ground with their length and kind of anchor the defense. On the offensive end, it's using his ability to shoot, to stretch the defense, to play 5 out, to drive the ball against closeouts, to create offense for others. It's a multifaceted role that he has, similar to what KP had in Dallas. So it's a work in progress, and it really starts with his ability to shoot the ball, because that just opens everything up. If you have a 5 that's trailing and doesn't shoot the ball as well as Christian, then there's a lot more help in the paint. The 5-man doesn't have to come all the way out and defend him, and it makes it harder, not just for him, but for everybody else on the floor.
Thank you.
Brian Bearfield.
Coach, going into your first regular NBA season game as a head coach, how important is it to have those great basketball minds that you have on the bench as far as your assistants are concerned, and how heavily will you lean on them this year in your first year?
I'll lean on them a lot. I already have. I mean, for me to have John Lucas, who is one of the great basketball minds, player development guys, but has also been a head coach in the league and was a finalist for this job this year, is so valuable to me. To have Jeff Hornacek, who has been a head coach twice and has playing experience, coaching experience, so much to offer, it's just great for me. And then to have Will Weaver at the front of the bench, who was a finalist for the OKC job. It's basically like there are 4 of us on the front of the bench who are head coach material. So that's what I am looking forward to, kind of exploring and leaning on those guys. And I told them that today. I mean, even behind the bench, we have Rick Higgins, who's a really smart defensive-minded guy, and Sagana Diop, who left Utah and brought a lot of great stuff from Utah with them. So I have a really good staff, and I enjoy being around them first and foremost. But secondly, as you're kind of saying, to have that experience going into my first season as an NBA head coach is invaluable.
Ben DeBose.
Coach, I know it's not official yet. There's a report out there that Brodric Thomas may get one of your 2-way contracts. Talk, if you could, about what you've seen from Brodric during training camp and why he's still potentially in the mix for you guys, which is probably pretty tough to do as an undrafted rookie.
Yeah, I mean, undrafted rookie, Division II, I mean, all of those things, but he has been very, very consistent, and that's what you want from a rookie. you don't want the highs and lows. You just need someone who can perform at a consistent rate and improve at a consistent rate. And he has done those things. I mean, he shoots the ball relatively well. He's very smart. He tries on defense. He has good technique. He's learned a lot since he's been here. And he, as you saw the other day, he has some athleticism with a dunk that he had going baseline, but then he made a three right in front of our bench where it was a little dribble step back. So he has some game to him and a little toughness, and he's a pleasure to have around.
Saman Ali.
Coach, with the condensed schedule and players not always being available, how far away do you think everyone is from grasping all the important concepts on both ends of the floor?
That's a good question. I mean, I feel like we're getting pretty close, but we really won't know until the games come, the situations come. You know, we're concentrating on Oklahoma City right now, and they create a lot of different problems for us. So as a coaching staff, we're working through those and making sure that once game one comes, we're prepared to play that team. And then, you know, as the season goes along, we'll have different challenges that we'll have to meet, and we'll just kind of have to take them as we go at some level, while also having a strong base to draw from or to build from as a group.
We'll take two more. Kim Davis.
Hey, Coach, you talked about what keeps you up at night. What is it that has you most encouraged about this team and what you've seen in this really short preseason?
There's a lot that's encouraging. I mean, the additions that we made to this team with John Wall, Cuz, and Christian, the talent of James, which is, I mean, immense, and I've seen from afar for years, but now getting a chance to see it up close. The leadership and hard play of PJ Tucker, the bench guys that are active. I mean, you think about House and Tate and Sterling Brown and those guys of Nawaba who are just dogs and get after it. I really like the roster that's Rafael and the other guys have put together. So that's one of the things that I'm very excited about, and that was one of the reasons that coming here and being the coach of this team was attractive to me, because I knew that this organization, from ownership down, has always put together a roster that's ready to win.
Thank you.
And last question, Mark Berman.
Stephen, going back to James Harden, you talked about how he's working with you and how you like how it's going. The other day, he said he thought you were doing a really good job of communicating and putting the structure in. How meaningful is that to you coming from him, given all that's happened?
It means a lot. It means a lot when any player says that they like what you do, especially as a new head coach. You know, a lot of the things that I'm doing are things that I've believed in or seen or whatever, but until you do it, to get feedback from that from him and the other guys has been gratifying, and you know, I'm happy about that. But as we approach, we still need to continue to have that structure and have the feeling that I am making sure that I'm communicating with all the players and getting their input on what I believe is best for the team. And it's a day-by-day basis. It's a day-by-day thing. So it's really good to hear that he feels that the structure and the communication are good, and I just have to keep it up.
You said he had been asking some good questions from time to time. How much have his thoughts perhaps helped you maybe tweak some of the things that you're doing as you kind of mold what you're doing around your players?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say I've been tweaking much, but his opinion is valued and his perspective is really good. And he's just a smart guy. You know, he's a smart basketball player. So for me to listen and learn and from all the guys, but you know, from your best players, if you're not learning from them and listening to them, then you're not going to have very much success.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.